Hey guys, welcome to Lips and Liner. So this tutorial is actually just going to be about Christmas and the looks that are going on right now. So as of right now, there's a lot of greens coming out and things that I've talked about in my channel. The greens that I'm talking about are in the eyeshadows, and then I was doing kind of a reddish but cranberry looking lip. So anyway, these are the actual colors that I'm using. These green ones right here that are from the new Vice palette of Urban Decay. I'm just kind of using some of the things that I have been talking about in my channel and explaining how I use them, and also kind of like giving you an actual idea of how to use them, so that it's not just like, oh, I told you how to use it but I didn't actually show you. So anyway, I hope that you enjoy this tutorial. Please just comment, share, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do, and ask me questions, because I love it when people ask me questions, so that way I can actually do something with some of the things that I might know, or I can try and figure it out for you if you have anything that you want clarification on. One of the things I was actually asked recently was just the difference between a natural type of brush and then a synthetic brush. So a natural brush is going to be something like this. It just has like natural I guess you'd say these are just like natural bristles and stuff, but this one has like the ends of it are almost like split, and it has a different type of end. So this one is going to be good with things that you want to actually have more product. This is going to be something where you're actually going to have less product. So I actually would use something like a natural brush on probably like powders and like blushes and stuff. When you're using a brush where there's the bristles are more dense, you're gonna get more density in the product that you're using. So if you're gonna go with like a natural brush, use a natural brush when you're doing like maybe highlighter and you don't want it to be too crazy like up here if you're doing some highlighter, or if you're putting on like blush and just don't want that color being just like incredibly bright or incredibly overpowering towards the rest of your face. One of the things I'm also doing in this is I'm using a much darker blush. If you're going to go with a nude lip, you don't have to do as much blush, or you could do a more pink looking blush, but since I'm doing a really bright like cranberry strong red glossy lip, I don't want the rest of my face to be overpowered by that color, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use a little bit more blush with it. So anyway, a little bit of a deeper blush color. So anyway, I hope you like this tutorial. Please just let me know if there's anything specifically that you want to see or that you're interested in learning about, and I will try and help you out. Alright, well, let's get into it. Bye! Alright guys, so after I have applied some cream to my face from Glam Glow, then I go in with my Benefit the Pro Professionals Minimizing Pore Primer. Then after that, I go in with my Revlon Photo Ready Concealer. This is in the color or the shade 003, and I just let that set a little bit while I start working on my eyebrows. So when I go in and I work on my eyebrows, I just want to have them a little bit damp so they're easier to, you know, shape and all of that. So after you've applied the cream or your face, whatever kind of creamer you want to use, it ends up just helping, you know, like make sure that your eyebrows are staying put. Then I go in and I smooth out that concealer just a little bit with a tiny brush, and I don't want to spread it around too much, so I just use a really soft brush. After that, I go in with my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. I just take a tiny bit of that and put it on my fingers, and then I apply it to my eyelid area. If you use too much of that stuff, it's going to end up making your eyelids look really cakey and thick, so try to stay away from using too much. Now go in with the Vice palette, and this is the Vice number 4 palette from Urban Decay. You're going to go in with the shades Grasshopper, C Note, and Arctic. So first off, you're going to take Grasshopper and you're going to apply that to the actual lid. I'm showing you right here the difference between applying it with a brush and applying it with an actual like beauty sponge applicator. If you use the beauty sponge applicator, it's gonna actually keep the color more condensed and it's going to look a lot more potent. If you go in with the actual brush that comes with the palette, it's just going to smooth it out a lot differently. So what I do is I wanted to apply it with the applicator and then go out and smooth it with the brush. So I'm just using that brush right here just to smooth it. I did apply one with the brush and one with the beauty applicator sponge, but it just works so much better if you use that sponge instead of the brush. I just wanted to try it for you guys and kind of show you the difference, so you can kind of see the difference a little bit. Now I'm going in with just a normal makeup face wipe and just wiping off that excess so I can go ahead and get started on the rest of my makeup. So after I apply the grasshopper, I then go in with a little bit of the C Note and the Arctic, and I just kind of blend out the outside. Since that grasshopper color is just so bright, you kind of want a little bit of a neutral shade around the outside of that. So I just apply that to the crease of my eye, and then I can move forward with the rest of it. All right, so now I'm going to go in with let me find this real quick. It's the Jordana 12 Hour Made to Last eyeshadow pencil. This is kind of like a stick type of foundation-y kind of eyeshadow pencil. So what I use this is I just put it on the underside of my eyebrow, but the shade that I'm using is the 04 Continuous Almond. So I'll smooth that out a little bit, and then I'll go in with a lighter color under my eyebrows. Okay guys, so the actual shade that I'm using right here is called Queen Phyllis, and it just goes really nicely and just kind of helps blend all of this together. So I also put that just a tiny bit in the corner of my eye. Then I go in with the foundation from L'Oreal that I've been talking a lot about in my Instagram and stuff. That one's from L'Oreal. It's called Infallible Pro Matte. It is a very, very matte shade, but I just don't like putting it around my eyes because it does have a tendency of making my eyes look really wrinkly, and I don't like that. So I go in with the Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation from MAC around my eyes in the shade NC25. It also gives me a good color for the contouring stuff that I will be doing. Then I go in with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder for under eyes, and I just kind of pat that around my eyes and around my nose and just kind of like try to get that smoothed out a little bit. I am going to be using the little sponge applicator that I also used for my eyeshadow. So while just smoothing this all out, I'm going to go in with a bigger brush and just kind of pat that all together and make it kind of blend. Now I'm going in with that Laura Mercier Eyebrow Whitening Powder. I think I got a little bit ahead of myself when I was talking, so here you go with that. So you'll see this for a minute. I really like this powder. It doesn't end up feeling really cakey under my eyes or anything like that, so it's a good one to look into. All right, now I'm going to go in with the Stila set of contouring. I use just a little brush and I take the darker color around my nose, then I go into the sides of my face. I actually feel where that bone is at and where I want to put this product. I want to put it directly underneath my cheekbone. Then I'm just going to smooth it up a little bit and down a little bit. If you go just up a little bit and down a little bit, it'll keep the actual main color right in the middle, and then just kind of smooth it around. Then I put a little bit just on the top of my forehead and I let this sit. This actual set is just so damp and it stays so damp. So when I get done with actually putting this product on, I'm going to go in with the Marc Jacobs palette. It's going to be in the 40 Mirage filter shades, and I'm going to use this to just kind of get it all to sit together. Otherwise, this is going to move around on you a lot, and if you're using like a matte foundation underneath this stuff, it's going to look cakey and that kind of thing. So I do go in with just a powder just to make it, you know, stay there and actually just work right in the same area. All right, so I just kind of pat that around, and then after I get done with that, I'm going to go in with the True Blend Minerals in the color 435. It's the medium color from CoverGirl. This stuff is only like $7. And a lot of times when I use like a fake tanner or something like that, it does not want to stay on my neck, and it comes off really quickly on my neck. So what I do is I just go in with this and I just smooth this out underneath my neckline and in my jaw area. So that way all of my makeup blends. You don't want to spend a lot of time on your makeup and then be like, oh great, now I have to redo everything, because my makeup doesn't match my neck. So just go ahead and use a little bit of powder. It's totally fine. Now I'm gonna go in with my eyeliner after curling my eyelashes. The eyeliner I use is the NYX collection one. It is the liquid black eyeliner. It's a very, very, very thin tip. I absolutely, absolutely love this eyeliner. It looks really, really classic. Instead of using like a thicker eyeliner, I use this thinner one. All right, then I go in and I take Hypnostrama from Lancome, put just a tiny bit of mascara on. I am going to end up using fake lashes, so I don't need to gob on very much mascara at all. I can just use a little bit and then go in with eyelashes, and then it'll kind of help it stick together too. So you'll have a good foundation to put those eyelashes onto. Now I'm going to go in with just a tiny bit of the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper. Usually when I put on my foundation, my eyebrows kind of get a little bit of foundation on them as well, especially if you're using brushes and stuff. So I'm just gonna kind of go in there and get that so that my eyebrows don't kind of dissolve with the foundation. Then I'm going to go in with a Becca highlighter. This Becca highlighter I just apply with one of my fingers just around the areas of my face that I want to really stand out and pop. It's going to be in the color Moonstone. Then I'm going to go in with just a tiny bit of that Queen Phyllis Bare Minerals eyeshadow and just kind of smooth out the colors all together. So it's just a tiny bit underneath my eyebrows and above my actual eyelid. I'm going to go in with a little bit of blush. I really don't even want to tell you what kind of blush to use, because I would say just use whatever's going to go with the outfit that you're wearing. So if you're wearing a lighter colored pink or a darker colored pink, or if you want to do a different color of lip, just make it kind of like a mix with your lip, you know. So what I'm actually just going to tell you about the lip stuff that I'm doing is make sure that if you're using a really long-lasting lip color, that your lips are exfoliated and there's not anything going to be coming off throughout the night. If you're putting on something that is extremely sticky on your lips and then you end up having like, you haven't exfoliated, you're gonna have like little bits of like skin. I know that sounds really gross, but little bits of skin or something that just ends up coming off throughout the night, and your lipstick isn't going to look as good, or the actual lip stuff that you're using. I actually am using the color Nonstop Cherry from Revlon in the color Stay Overtime color, and then I'm going in with an actual lipstick. Now I'm going to try and explain this really quick, but if you use the color Stay type of lip potion that I'm using, a lot of times it's going to stick together and then your lips are going to look kind of funky because you've got like chunks of this stuff, because it's a very, very sticky. So to keep it from doing that, just put a little bit of lipstick over the top. That way the color's gonna stay there. You'll have a little bit of like another color over the top that's gonna give it a little bit more shine, or just use a lip gloss. But don't just use the color by itself, because it will come off. It will look really funky on your lips. Okay, so then I'm just going to apply a tiny bit of lip gloss. This lip gloss is actually from Clinique. I really, really like this lip gloss. I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. Follow me, share this, do whatever you want. I hope that you have a really, really great Merry Christmas and New Year's and whatever else. Ask me questions, send me comments, tell me what you don't like about these videos, tell me what you do like about these videos, make fun of these videos if you want. It's totally fine. I just do this because I like it. So anyway, all right, well, have a great evening and I'll talk to you later. Bye.